Good gracious. Good golly gosh, good lord, dude. What a fucking nightmare. I don't really understand what happened. I think it was just a mix of a lot of things. Like I was really close to just not even trying again. I won't lie. Cause I mean, like, this whole thing also started with the switch dock was not being picked up by the HDMI. Like, I was going through troubleshooting before the stream even started. It was just giving me, like, no signal at all. Switched it back over to my PS5. Worked just fine. Switched it back to the Switch. Nothing. And I ended up switching entire HDMIs and it started working. So I really don't know what's going on with that. Might just have to use this other HDMI from now on, I guess. But well, it was just a freaking mess all the way through. Fate doesn't want you to go to school. I know. I've technically been trying to go to school for like 2 months, I think. So, you know, it's like thing after thing really just didn't want me to do this. Oh my gosh, I have the wrong Pokemon type chart up. There we go. By the way, just throwing it out there, PokemonDB.net/type. Best damn site for this I've ever experienced. Because, like, not only does it have, like, every one of these things, like, boxed out individually, if you hover over one, it will tell you what typing it's, like, talking about. Like, since there's so many typings and it, like, gets messed up in, like, a grid thing, you hover over it, like, let's say Ghost is, like, really far down in this thing, and so is Dragon. If you miss, it's like, oh, Ghost is super effective, go one down. There you go, Ghost Dragon, normal effective. Like, you hover over it and it brings up that little pop-up window underneath your mouse. Really good stuff. Not to mention, apparently you can click each one of the types and it'll take you to a different page where it tells you all about the types. So yeah, freaking amazing site that I've been using the entire series. And who knows if I'll even need to use it, considering we're going to school and we're already almost an hour into this. But never know, just gonna keep it up anyway. Lux, if you were a starter, I'd choose you because you're just my type. Thanks, I guess. Is the fucking, is the text chat not working? On the bottom left? I just realized. But I did start this in unlisted, so it might have borked it a bit. Oh well. I don't want to restart again. We're just getting into this shite. Good evening, Miss Fluxy. What class would you like to take? I don't even remember what math was. Should I revisit and then just go through it all again? I'm thinking I do. Just have all the classes in one thing. Miss Time. She usually tells jokes a day late. Oh, wait a second. Hey, it's the lady. What do you know? The one who yelled at frickin' Clive. Who would have guessed that I already frickin' met her? Hello everyone, nice to meet you. My name's Time, and I will be your math teacher. Sorry to put you all on the spot at the start of class, but let me ask you a quick question. Do you enjoy numbers, arithmetic, and the like? Nomona is in the seat in front of me, I'm realizing. Oh my, ha ha ha, thank you for your honest responses. Some of you may like numbers, and some may not. I think that makes a wonderful mix. But no matter your opinion on math, I hope you find yourselves enjoying our lessons together. I'll do my best to find a good way to match your interests with all types of math lessons. Speaking of which, are you all caught up on your studies of Pokemon type matchups? For example, grass is strong against water, and water is strong against fire, correct? Fluxy, you seem to be good with Pokemon, so let me ask you this. Bearing in mind that water is strong against fire, and if the move Water Gun hits a fire-type Pokemon, what becomes of the move's damage? It's doubled. That's right. I knew I could count on you for this question, Fluxy. Using moves of the type that your opponent is weak to is a super effective tactic. Nemona's sitting still for once. True. It multiplies the damage of those moves by 2. On the other hand, using moves of a type that your opponent is resistant to isn't very effective. It divides the damage of your moves by 2. Haha, I don't mean to encroach on Miss Dendra's battle study territory, of course, but I thought it best to use a lively topic as an example. That can make math fun even for those of you who don't much like the subject, don't you think? Well, shit, looks like we're out of time. Is that the bell? I suppose that's all for now. What a shame. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next class. I hope you're looking forward to it too. Alright. On to math too, just because we're already getting it done with. Don't yell at me, Gengar. Back. Beverage. Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. But wait, what? I suggest taking classes of the same subject instead of going from one to the other. But do what you want, boo. Yeah, I'm gonna do all of math, and then I'm gonna go back and do all of the first one. Tell me, do you all enjoy shopping? Buying tasty bread or choosing new clothes? Even just window shopping is so much fun. In today's class, I'd like to use shopping, one of my own favorite hobbies, mind you, to teach you all about math. I'm sure everyone here has visited a Pokemart at least once. They sell all sorts of Pokemon items. Pokeballs are one of the many useful items you can find there. They cost 200 Poke each. Now then, I'd like you all to do some thinking with me here. One Pokeball is 200 Poke. If you had 2,000 Poke and bought as many Pokeballs as you could afford, how many would you receive? 10. Oh dear, I'm sorry, Fluxy. I suppose this is a bit of a trick question. With 2,000 Poke, you can afford to purchase a maximum of 10 Pokeballs. However, if you purchase 10 or more of any type of ball, you will receive one Premier Ball, a special white ball, as a bonus. So the correct answer is actually, in fact, 11. I'll beat you down. It sure is nice to get a little bonus like that. Blech. It sure is nice to get a little bonus like that on a shopping trip, isn't it? I already knew that, but she asked how many I can purchase, not how many I'd be able to... Not how many I would get out of the fucking thing, including a promotion. Fucking horrible. Oh my, is that the bell? I suppose that's all for now. What a shame. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next class. I hope you're looking forward to it too. What am I gonna do the actually at the fucking teacher? She asked a math question and then told me I'm wrong. She's teaching kids wrong. Let's be real. If you have like a child playing this game, now they're gonna think that 200, or they're gonna think 2,000 divided by 200 is 11. You fool. Lux, the type of student to slap the teacher and end up in World Star. I don't know if I ever said it on stream, but I did get into one kerfuffle with a teacher once. Not like a physical one, but like an angry child fucking like... I fucking wrote on a test, "Fuck you, I'm not taking this test, I don't deserve to." Because we had to take a pop quiz because other students in the class who were constantly disrupted the class, and so he punished the entire class for it. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm in senior year. I don't need to be taking random extracurricular math class or extracurricular tests because some other student fucked off. That's not my fault. I can't control them, so why should I have to pay for it? And I got sent to the principal's office over it. Needless to say, though, I did get in trouble. I didn't get suspended. I just got a stern talking to, saying, "Don't ever do this again, or we'll have to get you like a proper punishment." And then we never had a surprise test like that again. Like, I was on good terms with that teacher too. Like, I'd like to say me and him were like decent with each other, but like that just like peeved me the wrong way. Anyway, hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Tell me, do you all enjoy fortune telling, horoscopes and the like? I think it feels great to read your horoscope and see that it says good luck is coming your way. So today, I'd like to teach you all math while focusing on the topic of luck. Perhaps you have seen the following phrase crop up during your Pokemon battles before. A critical hit. When a Pokemon's attack lands as a critical hit, the damage it deals is increased by half. In other words, it does 1.5 times as much damage as it normally would. It is truly luck that determines whether your Pokemon lands a critical hit, or has one landed on it. This can cause a great upset in a battle. Does anyone know what percentage chance a Pokemon has of landing a critical hit? Dude, I actually have no idea. I've never learned. Is it 1%? Oh my, critical hits land a little more often than that, Fluxy. I genuinely had no idea. The chance of landing a critical hit is said to be 1 in 24. Really? Which figures to roughly 4.17%. The odds are more favorable for certain moves. Though, why, moves such as Stone Edge and Shadow Claw have about a 12% chance. Yeah, well, what about, Flower Trick? 100% chance. You can also use a move called Focus Energy, or an item known as Dire Hit. Both raise the critical hit ratio by 2 stages. That's a 50% chance to land a critical hit. It feels great to land a critical hit, but perhaps not so great to be struck by one. There is a surprising amount of mathematical probability hidden in a Pokemon battle, you know? If you're able to do the calculations that'll swing luck in your favor, it may open the door for more strategic choices for you during battle. Strategic. Man, I have such a hard time speaking. Unless you use Focus Energy. True. Oh my, is that the bell? I suppose that's all for now. What a shame. Next class will be our fun midterm exam. I hope you'll all be looking forward to it. There's exams? Focus Energy, Flower Trick, profit. Isn't focus energy... Hold on, I think he has it. He no longer has it. I know he can get it though. Isn't it just fucking increased chance? What's the point then? That wouldn't do anything. You fool. Good evening, Miss Foxy. What would you like to take? Math midterm. That's the joke. Alright everyone, it's time to begin our midterm exam. I'm sure the fun experiences you all had in my class will serve you well as you answer. How much damage does Water Gun deal when it hits Fire-type Pokemon? Double. They couldn't just put the arrow on the book page. How much damage does Razor Leaf do when it hits a Fire-type? Half. If you spent 2,000 on as many Pokeballs as you could, how many would you get? I swear if this gets me a freaking dock, because I choose 11 because they want me to do math wrong, I'm going to lose my mind. I am a math person. What percentage chance does a Pokemon usually have to land a critical hit? About 4%. How much damage does a move deal when it lands a critical hit? 1.5 times as much. Alright everyone, time is up. Put your hands on your laps now. We were all concentrating so hard, I can't wait to see how you did. Do go and ask for your scores at the front desk, and then take a nice break. It feels great to get a test out of the way, doesn't it? Let's take a look at your results. You must get 3 questions correct to pass the midterm exams, and 4 questions correct to pass the final exams. Let's see how you did on your math test. You answered 5 out of 5 correctly. That's a passing score. Congratulations. Miss Time asked us to give us this reward to any students who pass the exam. Wow. Keep doing your best. Wait. Did I already do 4? No. Okay. So 3 midterm. So there's 6 total, with 2 tests in them. The most discouraging part of pursuing more education for me is group projects. Like Christ, dude. Group projects are actual torture. I am sure I'm pretty sure I went on a rampage once about freaking a art history group project I did with a woman who didn't know what the hell she was doing. But to summarize, got paired with a woman who was the worst in the class because she didn't pay attention to anything, she didn't read anything proper, and she put like half-assed work into everything. Like the amount of times that I had to like, there was like a blog system where we write a blog and then we grade each other's blogs. The amount of times I had to end up grading her blog and it was just like nonsense, like just repeating what the prompt was and no effort actually put in, was insane. And so I got paired with her and we had to write this whole ass thing and then present it in front of the class. I wrote 75% of it because I was like, you seem like you're sick when we got paired together. Like she was like sniffling and like talking congested. And I was like, you seem like you're sick. Are you going to be able to do anything? She's like, yeah, no, give me half the work. I gave her 75% of the work anyway. And then the day of, she's not showing up, and I message her, hey, what's going on? Where are you? And she's like, I'm sick. I'm like, I fucking knew you were sick, but I'm sick. Here's my part. And she sends me in literally word for word the prompt with like 1 or 2 sentences extra that didn't do what she was asked to do. So, while in class, while everyone else was presenting their stuff, I did her entire portion and like wrote out an entire last part of the thing. And then I went up in front of the class and presented, and then when I went back to turn in the paperwork, I handed it to the teacher and said, or the professor rather, I handed it to the professor and said, hey, I did everything. Literally everything. She didn't do anything, pretty much. I will send you what she sent me, but it was garbage. I don't know what she ended up getting. But I ended up still only getting like a B. That was pretty bad. And then, in science one time, like a freaking biology type course, I was paired with this guy who would always go so far out of the box with his thinking that it was near insanity. Like, he had a tendency to just like take what the prompt was and then go like leagues off course with it. And one time our group sat right in front of the professor. One time we had to swab our mouth and then like look at it under a microscope, give our guesses as to what it might be and stuff like that. And the dude said, like, we're all trying to like write together, like, hey, what do we think that might be in here? Dude says, I mean, I don't know, there could be chlamydia in that. And everyone in the group just looks at him like, what did you just say? He's like, well, I mean, there could be chlamydia in there. Like, I don't know. Like, it could be anything. It could be AIDS. And I'm like, one of the other students is, do you think I have chlamydia or AIDS? And he's like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it could be. And I look at him and I'm like, do you think any one of us here has chlamydia or AIDS? And he's like, no, not necessarily. And I said, then why are you thinking so far outside of the box with this right now? There's thinking outside of the box, and then there's going into the room next door, knocking a box over and pointing at something on a different shelf and saying, that's our problem. And the teacher started laughing her ass off because of like how, like, I was yelling it. I wasn't just saying it as calmly as I was now. I was yelling at him like, you're so far outside the box that we have our box in this room. You went over to the next room, knocked over a box there, and then went to a different shelf in there, and then pointed at that and said, that's our problem. And she started laughing, and she like held her face. She's like, I'm not supposed to laugh at students. I'm sorry. And then we moved on. But like, I was like, this guy is insane. What do you mean chlamydia in our mouth? We're just a bunch of college students. I don't know. And how would you recognize that? He was wild. He was a fun guy. I'm not gonna lie. He always like took things to like such far extremes. Anyway, I'm with the teacher, to be honest. Hello everyone. Well done on the midterm exam. Some of you earned perfect scores, and others seemed to have a bit of trouble. But I can tell that you all tried your best. I'm quite pleased to say that every last one of you passed. I can only assume that this means you have all come to love numbers. Oh, sorry, I had like a hiccup burp, like creeping in the back of my throat there. Stay sharp and try your best for the rest of my classes too. Speaking of staying sharp, do you know how that word applies to Pokemon battles? That's right. It has to do with stat boosts. A Pokemon's stats can rise and fall throughout the course of battle, correct? For example, if a Pokemon uses the move Work Up, its special attack and attack stats will rise by one stage each. And as you may know, each time a Pokemon's attack or special attack rises one stage, moves affected by that stat will deal 50% more damage. What? I didn't know that. 50% per stack? That's an insane boost. Fuck, no wonder I am stupid. If that same Pokemon from our previous example were to use Work Up again, both its attack and special attack will have risen by 2 stages total. This results in a 100% increase to damage dealt, making its move twice as strong. So like having a 6 stack would make it 4 times as strong? Shut up! Don't yell at me! I've been making it through fine! Swords Dance, on the other hand, boosts attack by 2 stages at once, allowing the Pokemon to deal double damage after just one single use. Using Swords Dance twice would boost the Pokemon's attack stat by 4 stages. How much more damage, then, would this Pokemon deal? Triple damage. Wow, that's great! You answered this difficult question with ease, Fluxy. Each stage that a Pokemon's attack or special attack stat is raised increased its damage by 50%. So, being raised to 4 stages would result in a 4 times 50% or 200% increase. The base damage of a move is 100%, so adding 200% to that gives us 300%. In other words, the next move that Pokemon uses will deal triple damage. You didn't tell me how much the stat increase was by, to be fair. Type matchups, critical hit damage, and other factors all play into these calculations as well, so even a small boost must be taken seriously. By the way, if a stat simply rose, that means it has gone up by 1 stage. If it rose sharply, that's 2 stages. And if it rose drastically, that's 3 stages. Just so you know, the X attack and X special attack items, which can only be used in battle, can be used to sharply boost those respective stats. Oh, I'm sorry. Want me to pull out a whiteboard and chalk too? Yes, actually, though I'm not sure why you would pull out a whiteboard with chalk, considering you'd need a marker and not chalk to write on it. So, who's the fool now? Hmm? Oh my, is that the bell? I suppose that's all for now. What a shame. Today's lesson was a little difficult, so be sure to review what you learned in order to stay sharp. I'll see you all again next class. What is it called then? A green board? A blackboard! Even though it's green, it's called a blackboard. Though some are black, so I mean, if I had to guess, the originals were black. Anyway. Don't be tardy. Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Did you make sure to review last class's material in order to stay sharp? I know it was a little difficult with all the talk of multiplication and percentages and the like, but today we'll be talking about percentages again to learn about probability. That may sound like we're going to have another difficult class, but did you know that... Huh? Excuse me? Is it still going? It's telling me that OBS crashed, but I can see the stream still going. Do I just ignore this message? There's a small chance the stream's about to die. I'm just gonna click it. Okay, I guess it's fine. I've never had that happen. Weird. Sometimes it happens, yeah, stream hiccups at worst. Dude, OBS hates me today. But did you... I'll start over. That may sound like we're going to have another difficult class, but did you know that all of you already deal with probability on a regular basis? Pokemon moves generally have a property called accuracy, which determines that probability that they will hit. The accuracy of Tackle is 100, or 100%. So, if you were to use Tackle 100 times, you could expect it to hit all 100 times. The move Hypnosis, which puts opponents to sleep, has an accuracy of 60, or 60%. That means you could expect it to hit 60 times in 100 uses. To put that another way, out of 100 uses, you could expect it to miss 40 times. Many of the truly powerful moves often tend to have low accuracy. So, when you're deciding whether to go slow and steady with moves that are sure to hit, or hard and fast with stronger but less accurate moves, you're already studying probability. Did you know Jeff never misses? Who's Jeff? Let me see here. Perhaps Surf and Hydro Pump would be good examples for this discussion. Surf has a power of 90. Its accuracy is 100, meaning you can expect it to hit every time. Hydro Pump's accuracy is only 80, but when it hits, its power is 110. So, between Surf and Hydro Pump, which move would you want to use yourselves? Depends on the situation. Oh my, I see you're always considering various possibilities, Fluxy. I may have made it sound like there was a correct answer here, but there's not. You're free to use any moves you wish. Factors like PP or number of targets hit may make some moves more suited to certain situations. However, trading accuracy for power or vice versa is purely a matter of preference. This Surf versus Hydro Pump debate has been ongoing for quite some time. Competitively, Scald is the correct option, because it has the chance to burn. Personally, I'm more invested in debating the rock-type moves Rock Slide and Stone Edge. Let me tell you, I could get really worked up talking about those moves, but oh my, there's the bell. What a shame. Next class will be the last of our time together, so show up 100% ready to go. What is it, the final already? Surely it couldn't be. It was listed as 6. I feel like that one loaded a little faster. Hello everyone, I hope we can have fun once again today for our last class together. Last time we learned about probability using move accuracy as an example. Probability is quite an interesting subject. Did you know that in a class with 40 students, there's a 90% chance that 2 of them will have the same birthday? This is true even despite the fact that there are over 300 days each year. Isn't that remarkable? Well, let's move on to today's topic before we get swept along with probability again. Hold on, you can't just like move on past that. What? Hello? That's a wild thing to just randomly throw out there. I've been teaching you all how to calculate damage in this class using examples like type matchups, critical hits, stat boosts, and the like. All these variables are multiplied together to calculate damage dealt to an opponent. However, did you know that there is an even simpler way to increase the damage of your Pokemon's moves? All you have to do is have your Pokemon use a move it shares a type with. If a Rock-type Pokemon uses the Rock-type move Stone Edge, the move's base power of 100 is multiplied by 1.5 to become 150. Statistically, someone spit in this class has chlamydia. Shut the fuck up. Ground and Rock may seem like similar moves, but if a Ground-type Pokemon uses Stone Edge, the move's power will remain 100. Super effective moves and critical hits also add multipliers onto this little numerical increase, so it most certainly must not be taken lightly. Let me ask you a question to see if you understand what I'm talking about here. Say you have a move with a power of 100. If a Pokemon that shares a type with this move uses it and hits an opponent that is weak to that type, what happens to that move's power? Wait, okay. So it goes up by 50, and then it hits something that's weak to it, so does that become 300? You did that calculation all in your head? Well done, Fluxy! Okay. First, using a move that shares a type with its user multiplies the move's base power by 100 by 1.5, making the power 150. The fact that the Pokemon is weak to the move then doubles that power from 150 to 300. The original power of the move ends up being tripled. Isn't that amazing? What's more, if a Pokemon terastallizes and its Terra type matches one of its original types, then the bonus it gets for using a move of the same type increases from 1.5 to 2. Of course, being able to use a lot of moves with different types is great as well. That's one way you can surprise your opponent. In the end, your own innate characteristics are what will really let you shine the most. Bear in mind that this is true for both humans and Pokemon. It sure would make me happy if you could take those words to heart. But I suppose I should have really shared this basic advice right from our first lesson. My apologies. And just like that, class is over. The last of our time together flew by in the blink of an eye. It was so much fun to be able to teach all of you eager students about numbers. Next class will be our final exam. Our fun final exam. I'm so sorry. Be sure to review the material well in preparation. Math final. You like math this time? Yes. Psyduck! I like Psyduck being there more than I like Gengar being there, I'm not gonna lie. What a silly little guy. He seems to be having the time of his life. Alright everyone, it's time to begin our final exam. I'm sure the fun experiences you all had in my class will serve you well as you answer. How many Great Balls could you purchase with 3,000 if each one cost 6? That's only 5. If a Water-type Pokemon, or if a Water-type move with a power of 100 lands a critical hit on a Grass-type Pokemon, what will the move's power be? Is Water halved on Grass? That's the real question to be asking here. I'll cheat. Where's my cheat sheet? Water against Grass. It is halved. Okay, so 75 then. Cause critical hits 1.5 she said, right? Oh fuck, I forgot. Yeah. Under normal conditions, what percentage chance does Stone Edge have to land a critical hit? Was Stone Edge one of the special ones? Stone Edge has a higher chance of doing a critical. So that one's a 12, right? This bitch is pulling out the hard stops. I forgot that. If a Pokemon uses Swords Dance twice to boost its attack by 4 stages, how much damage will its physical moves then do? Triple damage. If a Rock-type Pokemon whose Terror type is Rock terastallizes, what will the power of its Rock-type moves be multiplied by? Ooh. That's more than 2, ain't it? No, it's 2. Alright everyone, time is up. Put your hands on your laps now. This test was the culmination of all I taught you, and I'm sure you all did just fine. I am not so sure. Do go and ask for your scores at the front desk, and then take a nice break.
It feels great to test it away, doesn't it? Look at your results, Fluxy. I'm always watching, Fluxy. Always watching.
Hey, I did get it right. Medium. Alright, cool, that's math out of the way. Nerd, listen here. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. Meet me in the Pokemon school court. I kick that nerd's ass, I'll kick your your ass next. Mr. Jacques. I can't wait for it to get harder. Math is like whatever to me, but fucking biology? I'm not looking forward to history, I'll tell you that. Who the fuck are you? Hello, my name's Jock, and I'll be your Pokemon biology teacher. Death Battle, Episode 87, Flux vs. Milk. In my class, we'll learn about the various quirks of our beloved Pokemon together. I hope you all come to love Pokemon even more from the things you learn here. In today's class, I'll teach you a great way to get to know Pokemon in more depth. If you'd like to become better friends with your Pokemon, you can let them come out of their Pokeball and walk along with you. Sounds great, huh? You can use the ZR button to throw a Pokeball and let out the Pokemon inside. Nothing cuter than watching your Pokemon run around underfoot, if you ask me. Once you let your Pokemon out, try speaking to them. They're sure to respond in some way. It's a great way to get to know them better. However, letting your Pokemon out of its ball isn't such a great idea in some locations. Can anyone tell me where it is you shouldn't have your Pokemon walk along with you? Inside buildings. That's right. Great job, Fluxy. I see you did your homework. The correct answer is that we should not walk with our Pokemon indoors. How about that? Some Pokemon might damage walls, desks, and some other things walking around inside buildings, so it's not allowed regardless of species. Therefore, please only let your Pokemon out of their Pokeballs while outdoors. Okay, everyone? I think I see them out and about in classrooms from time to time, but still. Anyway, you may become even closer friends with your Pokemon pals by walking together. Oh, I almost forgot. Keep in mind that you can only walk together with your lead Pokemon. Remember, use the ZR button to throw a Pokeball and let out the Pokemon inside. I should be saying ZR for this fucking fool. You'll always want to remember that throwing a ball at a wild Pokemon will start a battle. It looks like that's all the time we have for today. See you all next class. Is Nemona in this one? I don't see her. I am with like a bunch of toddlers though, so that's a little fucking weird. There's Penny. Oh, Penny was in there? Oops. Oh, yeah, there she is. Her blue hair, didn't recognize it. I only ever recognize it because it's blue and red. But because I could barely, like, you could barely make out the red, didn't notice her. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Did you all try using the ZR button to let your Pokemon out as I taught you in our class? Walking along with your Pokemon lets you see how unique and cute they all are. I'd also highly recommend picnics for when you want to spend some quality time together with the Pokemon in your party. You can get them all around the table to make sandwiches and play. It's really a lot of fun. If you want to learn more about making food, Miss Saguaro's class is the best place to go. Now, sometimes while you're enjoying a picnic with your Pokemon, you may find something very, very important in the basket next to your table. This very important something is what Pokemon are born from. Let's all say it together. Boxes! Phew, you all got it right. The very important something I'm talking about is a Pokemon egg. It's not clear where these eggs come from, but they're probably placed in the basket rather stealthily by the Pokemon at the picnic. Walking around with an egg will help warm it up, which allows it to hatch. Eggs don't warm up by sitting in boxes though. You need to have them in your party. And there's one more super important thing I'd like you to remember about eggs. Pokemon entrust us with their eggs because they believe in us. So I sure would be happy to see you all being responsible parents for your little Pokemon eggs. For Hikikomori, stank ass sitting as far away from everybody as possible. There's literally a girl sitting right fucking next to her. Oops, my most important point came right as the bell rang. Well, see you all next time, I guess. I need to drink my water. She's the closest to the exit. You don't fool me. Isn't the exit usually at the front of the class? I didn't see where the freaking exit was. Good morning. Let's go into Biology 3. I don't care. Shut up.
Always wanting this game. Always wanting.
Let's look out for the door. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Each room has 2 entrances. It's weird. I seem to remember teaching you all about the importance of eggs in our last class together. On that note, is everyone using their Pokédex? It registers Pokemon born from eggs as well as those encountered via other methods. So don't you worry about that. And just so you know, I'm the one who developed the Pokédex app. It was way before I started teaching here at the Academy though. Back then I was a researcher. In fact, Director Clavel wasn't working in education at the time either. He was researching alongside me at the same facility. We got to research Pokemon together day in, day out. Those sure were fun times. I got yelled at a lot of the time though. I got yelled at all the time though. Wait a second. How did I get onto this? Pretty sure I was talking about the Pokédex. Anyway, today I'd like to teach you about catching Pokemon. As you all know, a great way to catch a Pokemon more easily is to first lower its HP. But there's another way to up your chances of a successful catch. Can you guess what it is? Inflict it with a status condition. Prove you're stronger than the Pokemon. I just read the last one. What up, motherfucker? Flex at it. I'll beat the fuck out of you. Stay in the pool. Wow, that's right, Fluxy. Great job. The correct technique for making Pokemon easier to catch is to inflict them with a status condition. Sleep is an especially effective status condition. It makes Pokemon drastically easier to catch. What the hell just happened? I read the fucking final one where it just said prove you're stronger, and I did not interpret it as beat up the Pokemon more. I took it quite literally as like flexing and just like showing off to the Pokemon, and it just fucking made me laugh. If you have a Pokemon that can use moves that put opponents to sleep, like Sleep Powder or Hypnosis, filling up your Pokedex would be a cinch. There are other ways to improve the catch rate as well, like using Pokeballs specifically designed to be effective against certain Pokemon. Eating foods that give you catching power works too, or sneaking up on Pokemon from behind to catch them by surprise when you start a battle. If you're having trouble, you may want to make the rounds to the gyms to get badges. Earning gym badges will make it easier to catch Pokemon of higher and higher levels. Please do come show me your Pokedexes once they start to fill up. Ash threw hands himself at times, lol. Exactly! It's like, alright, now that the Pokemon's been weakened, what do? I'ma fucking suplex that bitch into the Pokeball! Show it who's fucking boss. Show it who's stronger. Another day, another enjoyable class. Oh yeah, don't forget, our next class will be a test. I rather quite enjoy the voice I gave him, if I do say so myself. Z and H. Hello everyone. Today is our midterm exam. It sure feels good to fill in all those empty spaces on the answer sheet, doesn't it? Take your time and contemplate each question carefully. What button would you use to let a Pokemon out of its balls so you can walk around? ZR. Combine one letter and one number below to correctly say when and where eggs are found. During picnics, in your basket, a tool. Which of the following is an effective way to warm up eggs? Walking around. What will not make Pokemon easier to catch? Giving them berry, I guess? What will make it easier to catch Pokemon of higher and higher levels? Gym badges. LP, give that motherfucker some cash. This question won't affect your grade. How do you like the Pokedex? Is it easy to use? I'd be happy to hear your honest opinions. It's alright. This one doesn't affect my grade. I can be a dick about this one. I don't use it that much. Alright, everyone, time's up. I hope you all enjoyed tackling those questions. That last question was just something that I'm personally curious to know. Don't tell the director about it, okay? Next fucking class, Director Clavel is shitting in the corner, watching his ass. I'll grade these right away. I hope you're all looking forward to seeing how you... looking forward to seeing how you did... I did read that right. But it has cute Pokemon screenshots. Oh, fuck, you're right. But I don't... The thing is, I don't barely use it. Technically, I didn't insult the use of the app. I just didn't... I don't use it. It's true. I constantly forget about it. How did I do? 5 out of 5. Nerd! Pushes up glasses, punches them off. Mr. Jock has asked to give you this. Ooh, experience candies. Wow, who would have guessed? Keep doing your best. Speaking of, though, what's the button? There it is. Guess who hasn't used it in a hot minute? There we go. Thanks for the reminder that I haven't used it. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Wow, this is really going on for a long time, isn't it? That's a pretty good percentage of caught to battled. Ew. Look at this fucking nasty thing. Anyway. Biology 4. Hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. You all did really great on the midterm exam. Thanks for answering my little question at the end too. I'll be sure to keep your responses in mind. Alright, we're now heading into the last half of our classes together. It's time for our knowledge to evolve and grow, just like our Pokemon. Evolution. Yep. Evolution. Today we're going to learn about the fascinating phenomenon of Pokemon evolution. As your Pokemon battle and level up, they learn moves and get stronger. And for some Pokemon, once they've leveled up enough, their appearance changes and their stats increase, sometimes by a lot. That's Pokemon evolution. Pokemon become very strong when they evolve, making them trusty partners in battle. But some people prefer to keep their Pokemon in their adorable, pre-evolved states. To do this, you just need to remember a certain button when your Pokemon begins to evolve. Say it with me if you already know. To cancel evolution, press the B button. C button. That's right, everyone. B for best answer. The button you want when you need to stop a Pokemon from evolving is the B button. If you press this button soon after a Pokemon begins to evolve, you can stop it from changing. That's why Eviolite is the GOAT. True. You can also let the Pokemon hold an item known as an Everstone. Everstone is also sick. And keep in mind that requirements for evolution differ from Pokemon to Pokemon. Some may evolve by having a certain item, some such as a Firestone or Thunderstone used on them. Others may have to learn a specific move or defeat a certain Pokemon in battle to evolve. Huh? Wait. Hold the phone. What fucking Pokemon is that? Do we want to talk about this? Do we want to talk about this new fucking evolution I didn't know there was a Pokemon that requires you to defeat another specific Pokemon in battle in order to evolve. Who the fuck is it? Which one of these motherfuckers requires that evolution? I've seen it. Which one is it? Home. The way Primeape evolves into Annihilate is especially strange. You see, there's a certain move that... Whoops, sorry, looks like you're not getting that information out of me. I guess we'll have to end the class there today. Thank you all for your attention. That was probably a huge surprise to a lot of people if they decided to take the classes first. Let's go. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. But before we get going, do you all remember the final question from our midterm exam? Well, Director Clavel found out about it somehow, and I got yelled at. Oops. He looks so sad. What a pathetic little man. Frame it. Apparently, he could tell I was hiding something just by looking at me. He must have noticed all the color flush right out of my face. Speaking of color, today I'd like to teach you all about colors as they pertain to Pokemon. Some Pokemon have slightly different coloration or patterning on their bodies based on their gender or individual differences. In very rare cases, a Pokemon may have wildly different coloration compared to others of the same species. We call these specimens shiny Pokemon. It is quite rare to cross paths with one. Does anyone here know what the likelihood of finding a shiny Pokemon is? 1 in 4,000. Wow, that's right. You may have the makings of a Pokemon professor, Fluxy. Shiny Pokemon appear at a rate of 1 in 4,000. Isn't that amazing? It's much better than the old probabilities of days of old. The probability of encountering one in the wild is the same as hatching one from an egg, too. Eggs from a pair of Pokemon raised around different languages are a special case. There's a higher than average chance that a shiny Pokemon will hatch from these eggs, but we haven't been able to figure out why that is just yet. I've also heard rumors of a shiny charm, or rather a charm that increases your likelihood of finding shiny Pokemon when you have it in your bag. Can you believe it? This claim can't be scientifically verified, but it sure would be fun if it were true. Whoops, there's the bell. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention. What was the old one? It was like 6,000, wasn't it? Like 628 or 682 or some shit like that. Shiny rate Pokemon. No, it was 8,000, my bad. 8,192 is what it used to be. Twice as bad as what it is now. Insanium. In the Brainium. Cranium. Our last biology. We should kick Director Clavel's ass, by the way, for yelling at this guy. He just wanted to know what people thought of his funny little app. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Next time we meet, we'll have our final exam. That means today is our last actual class. And the topic for this last class would be Pokemon forms. You can just think of forms as the shapes or appearances that Pokemon have. There's also a phenomenon called a form change, where a Pokemon's appearance changes under certain conditions. Cyclizar, for example, which we regularly ride on as transportation here in Paldea, has 3 forms. First is its basic form, where it walks on all 4 legs. Second is its battle form, where it stands on its hind legs to engage in battle. Finally, there's its ride form, where it inflates its throat sac and its tail so we can ride on its back. Though we can use something you're all carrying with you now as an even better example. Yep, I'm talking about your phones. Some smartphones are inhabited by a certain Pokemon. Does anyone know the Pokemon I'm referring to? Pikachu! Heracross? You're a regular expert on Pokemon and technology, aren't you, Fluxy? The Pokemon inside your smartphone is Rotom, and it does all sorts of things to help you out. A Rotom inside a Rotom phone is special, so it doesn't try to enter other electronics. An ordinary Rotom, however, can change form by entering washing machines, microwave ovens, and other electronic appliances. Rotom is a bit of an exception, though. Many Pokemon that change form do so simply by holding an item or by having one used on them. Oricorio, for example, has 4 different forms it can change between when given certain nectars. Pokemon may even change type or learn different moves when they change form. Form changes are different from evolution in that the Pokemon can return to its original form. And unlike shiny Pokemon, which can't change their special coloration, the same individual Pokemon can go back and forth between its forms. There's a lot to dig into with this form change phenomenon, as you can see. We can all learn something from Pokemon here, don't you think? Bit of a stretch, but I'd be happy to see you all enjoy your time at the Academy to the fullest and change form into a new version of yourselves. Or something like that anyway. Oh! I almost forgot. Regional forms, which vary based on what region a Pokemon come from, don't change like other forms. They are innate. There's the bell. I guess I was scatterbrained. Mr. Jock right up to the very end, huh? I had a great time teaching all of you. I hope you'll do your best on the final exam. It is time for the final. Who wants to guess if I'll do bad or not? Because I feel like I'm going to. Hello everyone. Today is our final exam. It will cover everything I've taught you so far, but I'm sure you will all do just fine. Take your time and contemplate each question carefully. How many of the following 4 methods make it easier to catch Pokemon? Looking for Paralysis, using a Poketoy. Okay, let's start here. Inflicting paralysis, using a Poketoy, feeding it a berry, surprising it from behind. True or false? You can get new Pokemon only by catching them yourselves or trading with other trainers. Huh? What other way would there be? Is this like a trick question that I don't understand? Catching or trading? Evolving? Is this like a trick question where it's including evolving or giving items? Eggs. That too. Like, if a Pokemon is holding an Everstone, will using an item that induces evolution, such as a Firestone, cause it to evolve? How the fuck would I know that? He didn't cover that. I think I tried that before. I want to say it bypasses because you're using the item. What is the probability of running into a shiny Pokemon? 1 in 4. What is happening? 1 in 4,000. True or false? The Pokemon known as Oricorio has 3 forms. No, it has 4. This question won't affect your grade. Do you have anything you would like to say about my class? I'm still getting used to this teaching thing, but I sure had fun as your teacher. It was fun. Thank you for being our teacher. Keep teaching. You can do it. That Firestone question is basically divide by 0. Thank you for being our teacher. Okay, time's up, whether you like it or not. I hope everyone enjoyed tackling those questions. I snuck in a little bonus question there right at the end again. Shh, our little secret. Don't tell the director. I'll grade these right away. I hope you're all looking forward to seeing how you did. So I failed at least one of them. There's a chance I failed too, though. Let's see. I might have fucked this one up a lot. Whoa! Hey! Who's correct? Who's got 5 out of 5 correct? It's me. I'm the winner. Excuse you, motherfucker. Just walking in front of the screen like that. Alright. Hold on, how many more is this? 5? Oh my god. This is gonna take forever. Alright. Miss Ryfort. Huh? I see we have some new students here with us today. My name's Ryfort. I will be the one to impart knowledge of the past to your little minds. History's a wonderful thing, truly splendid. The lives of our ancestors throughout history forged the path to the present in which we live. Today, we shall learn about the most mysterious location in all of Paldea, the Great Crater. She's got that jeans aesthetic. I'm digging her aesthetic. As you are all aware, a massive crater known as the Great Crater of Paldea exists in the heart of our region. The area inside this crater is also called Area Zero, and research of its geological strata and the material composition has shown that the crater is in fact over 1 million years old. I'm gonna fucking take notes this time. 'Cause history's my worst subject. It was long believed that a certain something rested at the bottom of this mysterious crater. Aha! Perfect timing to make eye contact, young Fluxy. Answer me this. What exactly was believed to rest in the depths of the Great Crater inside Area Zero? Treasure, I guess? That is correct. You were a surprisingly clever one, aren't you? I see you did your homework prior to coming to my class. Write that down, write that down. That's right, some believe that a treasure more valuable than anything else in the world rested in the depths of the Great Crater. So much for dreams of treasure hunting, though, as a lab has been built in those various same depths. Oh, and before I forget, you would all do well to remember that the Great Crater and Area Zero are both off limits to all but those who have official business there. Do not dare entertain the foolish notion of gallivanting off to Area Zero in search of riches. It is no place for children dreaming of treasure and adventure. Besides, if it were at all possible to investigate the area, I would surely be the first to do so. Oh, is it that time already? I must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. we will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. It was my best subject. I failed history more times than I have fingers on my hand. I died. Terrible. And geography. Hand in hand. Names and dates, forget about it. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday, it is now a part of history. Today, we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. About 2,000 years ago, this region came under the rule of the Paldean Empire. Historical accounts describe the Paldean Emperor as being quite the dictator. I'm so worried about this one. This emperor also zealously believed the legend of the treasure that rests deep within Area Zero. Well, English was my best subject, actually. Didn't know if I'd count that. I would, considering, you know, English isn't your first language. This emperor also says, I must mention that the civilizations of our ancestors were not as developed as ours is today. People back then were far more likely to believe in mysterious legends, magics, and beings beyond human comprehension. In an attempt to gain the power to stand against Paldea's neighboring countries, the Emperor sent people in droves to join the hunt for the fabled treasure of Area Zero. Aha! Perfect timing to make eye contact, young Fluxy. Answer me this. Approximately how many years ago was that the Paldean Emperor began to rule this region? That was 2,000 years ago. That's correct. You are a surprisingly clever one, aren't you? I see you're listening intently to my lecture. I was actually going to say 1,000. I'm not even fucking kidding. I'm so glad I wrote that down. The answer is about 2,000 years ago. That is when the great era of exploration began. However, it is said that not a single adventurer sent out by the Emperor ever reached the depths of Area Zero. Was it the punishing journey itself that barred their way, or perhaps some unknown creature? The resounding failure of this great era of exploration almost certainly heightened the air of mystery surrounding the crater. Oh, what I wouldn't give to explore Area Zero in its untouched state at the time. I suppose I can only hope for the swift invention of a time machine. Oh, is that the time already? I must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Well, English was my best subject. Oh, I already read that. Ay, ay, ay. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. As you should remember from our last lesson, Area Zero's great era of exploration began about 2,000 years ago. I'm sorry, I didn't write that correctly. Great era of exploration. This era lasted for approximately 1,000 years, but not a single soul was able to venture all the way to the deepest reaches of Area Zero. Having poured much of its human and financial resources into the exploration of Area Zero for so long, the Paldean Empire fell into decline. 200 years later, or 800 years ago, the Empire and its surrounding nations united into one entity. Okay. All right. This was the formation of Paldea as we know it today. Ah yes, this very academy where you're now filling your young minds with knowledge was also apparently established at the time. In fact, the school building, though certainly having undergone repairs through the years, is just as it was when it was built so long ago. Its very structure is a piece of history. Ah, things of old are truly splendid. I would certainly prefer it not to have the Pokeball portion, though a relatively new addition. I'm not reading that line again. Let's see if you've been listening to my lecture. Tell me, approximately how many years ago was this academy of ours established?
800.
I didn't have that part written down. I am so bad with history. I genuinely had to look at my thing. Correct, I see you. The look of concentration on your face was indeed just that. I hate nothing more than when a student pretends to listen.
I'm being called out.
This academy was constructed exactly 805 years ago to be precise. In other words, your academy here is 805 years old. At the time, it offered state-of-the-art facilities and a uniquely innovative curriculum. As such, people used to say... I'm writing this whole fucking quote down, let's go. Those seeking knowledge need look no further than the grapes of Paldea. End quote. That's right. They were referring to Uva Academy. It is said that this proverb of sorts was even used outside of the Paldean region. Oh, is that the time already? I must have gotten swept in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. Our next class will be our midterm exam. Bring the wonders of history to the forefront of your minds in preparation. This looks be taking notes. Dude, I already have half a page of notes. fill me up inside, can't fill. Oh, fill me up inside, can't fill up. Fill me up inside, fill me with the knowledge of our past. Anyway, greetings, my little students. It is time for our midterm examination. Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your mind and answer the questions. What is the name of the geological formation in the center of Paldea region? You're fucking kidding me. Great Crater of Paldea. You know what? To be fair, I don't even have that written down. What was long believed to rest in the depths of Area Zero? A treasure. How many years ago did the Paldean Empire begin to rule this region? 2000. I genuinely had to look at the notes again. How many years ago was this academy built? 805. Those seeking knowledge need to look no further than the creeps of Paldea. The bee-hole of Paldea. Your time is up. Put your writing utensils down. That last question was a freebie. Even the least capable of you surely padded your score there. Anyway, I sincerely hope you did anyway. So ends our midterm examination. You may ask for your scores at the school's front desk. Dude. The final exam is gonna suck so much. Lux, surprise question: what year did Undertale came out? Let's see. It hit its 10th anniversary last year. So that would be right. I think it was the 10th anniversary last year. Or was it like the 13th anniversary? I don't know. Fucking I'm part of the newsletter thing, and he likes to celebrate stupid milestones, so I might get it confused with another thing. My two guesses are 2013 and 2010. So I think it's 2013. I could cheat on that one too. 2015? Fuck you. Anyway. I don't know what you expected from me. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday, it is now a part of history. I was hoping to continue unraveling the marvels that history has presented to us today. However, I imagine your ability to concentrate has been spectacularly derailed by my midterm. I suppose changing things up for fun and variety may be a good idea every now and then. So allow me to tell you an old fairy tale that has been passed down in Paldea for generations. Once upon a time, there was a king who very much enjoyed collecting treasures. This isn't fun, this is fact. He was particularly fond of treasures from other countries. One day, a merchant from the east heard rumors of this king and came to meet him. Fuck you. The merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. The 4 treasures were as follows. A vessel. A sword. A set of tablets. And a set of beads. Seeing such rarities before him, the king leaped for joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all 4 of the treasures for himself. Aha! Perfect time to make eye contact. I said that one of the treasures was a set of tablets. What do you think these tablets were? Wooden planks for writing on? Correct. Your daily pursuit of knowledge serves you well. Let's, make an addendum to this. Wooden tablets. These particular tablets were wooden and used as a writing medium in the East in ancient times. As you may know, they fell out of popular use as paper became more universally available. For the king to consider these paper substitutes treasures, they must have been of superb quality. That, or perhaps they had some amazingly profound teachings written on them. So the king obtained these 4 treasures, and on that very night, it is said that a terrible disaster rained down upon his castle, reducing it all to rubble by dawn. Okay. By dawn. Release date September 15th, 2015. Get nay-nayed. I'll fucking nay-nay you off a cliff. Oh, is that time already? I wasn't done with my story, but alas, so ends today's lesson. If you're interested in how the story ends, you may come see me outside class hours. Can I? I'll fucking do it. We'll see if we can. That's not the right person, right? Is it the right person? That might be the right person. Hi there. Yes, Fluxy from class 1A. The way you conduct yourself in class, and the answers you give to my questions, I admit that it piqued my interest. You're quite the interesting pupil, I must say. Tell me, Fluxy, given a choice, which do you prefer? Things of old, or things that are new? Gonna disappoint her. You would answer new stuff to me. Your history teacher. Ha! You really are a curious one. Yes, this one may indeed be of good use to me someday. Huh? Ah, you can disregard that. I was simply thinking out loud. I enjoyed our little conversation today. You have my thanks, Fluxy. I didn't... Ma'am? I guess I don't get to hear the ending of the fucking story, do I? Anyway, let's talk to this teacher too. Since we're right fucking here. Oh my, if it isn't Fluxy, hello there. Do you perhaps have a question about class? You funny, I'll kill you last. Ah, what were you having trouble with? Let's have a little review here, shall we? Flying type Pokemon are weak to rock type moves. When a rock type move hits a flying type Pokemon, what becomes of the move's damage? Doubled. It's multiplied by 100. Yes, that's right. The correct answer is that the move is doubled. This time. Oh my, I see one of my more energetic students is here to see me. You'll have to wait your turn. There is only one of me after all. Miss Time, is it true that you were a gym leader? That is indeed true. I'm quite the strong battler, you know. Wow, that's so cool. Why'd you quit? So you want to know, do you? I might be persuaded to tell you if you wait your turn. Okay, I can wait my turn. I sure can. Okay. Hold your mouth, goddamn. I'm sorry for cutting our conversation short, Fluxy, but I seem to be in high demand today. Feel free to come see me anytime if you have questions for me. Tribiology lab, that's usually where you'll find him. And now they're in the entrance hall. What the hell is happening? I didn't know I could just run around speaking to the teachers too. This is fun. I know I'm taking a break from the frickin' biology course, but interesting. Ha! The entrance was here. And the other one was over here. And Penny sat here. You fool! I have the answer finally. She sat the furthest away from the door. From both doors, even. Ah, hello, hello. Have you gotten used to things here at the academy, Fluxy? No. Well, don't worry. I'm sure you'll get the hang of things soon. In the meantime, feel free to come see me if you need help with anything. She uses the window, then checkmate atheist. It wasn't open though. We could clearly see it doing. Anyway. Oh, have you been using the Pokedex app? I'm the one who made it, you know. Every time someone using the app catches a Pokemon, that data gets sent to me. It's really helping with my Pokemon research. So be sure to catch any new Pokemon you find and work on filling your Pokedex. Your first goal. Let's aim for, say, 30. Register 30 Pokemon in your app. Let me know once you've done so. Wait, I see you've already registered 30 species of Pokemon in your Pokedex for me. Wow, so you got this kind of Pokemon. And this one. All this data. This is the best. Ah, sorry about that. I got a little excited there. But I get the feeling that you're going to be a great help in the Pokemon research. In my Pokemon research, rather. Here, take these. Consider it my way of saying thanks. Ayo. Hold up. Hold the fucking phone. I have been actually waiting for this move for half the fucking game series. I've been hoping someone would learn this for half the fucking series so I could use it to catch Pokemon easier. Oh my god. You sure are good at catching Pokemon, aren't you, Fluxy? I'm halfway through the fucking Pokedex. I just got it when I could have gotten it at 30. Caught? Fuck me. For our next goal, let's aim for 100 species. Remember, when you find a Pokemon you've never seen before, give a Pokeball a throw. Okay, wait, hold on a second. I see you actually already have 100 species of Pokemon to your Pokedex. Wow. Little Pokemon, big Pokemon. Whoa, you even have data on Pokemon of this specific size. So much data. So much to analyze. Sorry about that. I got a little excited there. My Pokemon research is moving forward at a great pace thanks to your efforts. Here, take these. Consider it my way of saying thanks. 20 Ultra Balls? This fucking guy. You're a natural at this Pokemon catching thing, aren't you, Fluxy? For your next goal, let's aim for 200 species. Jacques, you're not gonna believe this. I know that's a tall order, but keep tossing those Pokeballs and don't give up. Unbelievable. You've already caught 200. Let me see your Pokedex. Wow! Pokemon from the mountains. Pokemon from the sea. Wait, no. No way. You even found Pokemon in a place like this. Ah, sorry about that. I got a little excited there. My Pokemon research is moving along super duper splendidly thanks to you. Here, take this. Consider it my way of saying thanks. Quick balls? Dude. Where the fuck have you been? You're a bona fide Pokemon catching professional, Fluxy. For our next goal, let's say aim for 400 species. Haha, you're not ready for that one, I can assure you. This is no easy feat, but I'm sure you can do it. Keep tossing those Pokeballs and don't give up. Finally, I'm out of the conversation. But let me check something real quick, sir. I haven't even seen 400. This guy. Go and catch 400 Pokemon. How many are in the region? I think like 450. Good luck. You're going to fucking need it. My fucking phone just went off. What do you want from me? Shut up. Back to the entrance hall. We'll talk to the other people after we're done with this freaking hot Garbo. Hi there. Ah! Oh my, if it isn't Fluxy. Please forgive me if this is an odd question. Were you perhaps watching me from afar just now? No. Yes, I suppose you wouldn't have been doing something like that. I'm sorry. You see, how should I put this? Recently there have been times when I feel as if I'm being watched. Not by Pokemon, mind you, but by a person. I thought it might be a ghost, so I tried asking my sister for help. She said it most likely isn't one. She's good with ghost-type Pokemon, you know. I knew I knew it. I sniffed it out. Your sister is the famous rapper. Perhaps one of my students is quietly watching me, waiting for a chance to ask me a question. That might be it. Goodness, if it wasn't an intense gaze I felt, if you notice someone with a sort of fire in their eyes, come tell me, won't you? If they are too shy to come ask me themselves, then I'll go to them. Hello, Foxy. Feel free to come ask me questions anytime. Why, if it isn't Fluxy from Class 1A? Are you perhaps interested in the rest of the whole old tale I told you in class? Yes. Yes, I am. This was the whole reason I left the fucking thing in the first place. More old ladies in Pokemon, please. Agatha was a pioneer. It is. Convenient that you would take the bait I presented in class. A vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. After obtaining these 4 treasures, the king's castle was destroyed. Why, you ask? Because these 4 treasures were actually 4 Pokemon. As these Pokemon were passed from human hand to human hand as treasures, they slowly became tainted by hubris and greed. Finally, after coming in contact with the rapacity of the king at the time, they awakened as disasters and began to rampage out of control. The king called for renowned Pokemon wielders to defend the country, and after a fierce battle, these incarnations of disaster were quelled. It is said that these 4 Pokemon were then sealed away somewhere in Paldea. Oh my god. Is that all the things that are like sealed all over the place that I've been like pulling the things out for? So what do you think? Would you say this story is just make-believe? No. Very astute of you. I have read many historical disaster reports, personal journals and the like. There is much to report the truth there's much to support the truth of this story. I lost the voice entirely. If I am able to prove the story's veracity myself, I will be sure to let you know. I'm still investigating that old fairy tale. You must await further reports from me. Okay, so what I'm gathering is when I finish with somebody's entire lessons, they have like another storyline. So I'm going to finish up this one and then get back to the history class. There she is. Fluxy, you scared me. Were you cooking something? Oh no, I'm not here for anything food related at all. I was just walking around the entrance hall, and I felt that intense gaze that I told you about before. So I quickly ducked into the cafeteria here. Our cafeteria has only one entrance, so I thought I might be able to discover the identity of the person watching me if they followed me in here. Ah, someone's coming just now. Huh, that's weird. I thought I saw her come in here. I guess I won't be able to... Oh. I guess I won't be able to ask my question today either. Girl, I feel like I've seen her several times before. Cafeteria in my soul? She seems to be a student here, but I get the feeling that her question is not about her studies. Next time I see her, maybe I'll go start up a conversation myself. It could have been a little scary being here on my own. I'm glad you were here with me. You feel trusted by Miss Time. Right? No? Wait. There it is. Lord. There you are. Thank goodness I didn't have to run the entire area. Fluxy, help me keep an eye out, would you? I've set up a little ambush here for that girl who keeps watching me. She'll be here any second. An ambush? Well, you see, it's not very pleasant knowing she's just staring at me all the time. And now I know what she looks like after seeing her in the cafeteria. Ah. It's you, isn't it? You're the one who's been secretly watching me recently. Time? How did you know I... Are they related? They're like your niece or something? Guess you must have noticed me. I'm so sorry. Well, of course I noticed. You were watching me practically all day, every day after all. I assume there's something you want to ask me? Yes, I do. I've been a huge fan of yours since your time as a gym leader, and I love rock-type moves so very much. Oh my. But you just suddenly retired from your post as gym leader a year and a half ago. Why did you quit? My goodness. Is that all you wanted to ask? Yes. Your reason for retiring was never made public. But it's well known among the students here that you just avoid the question anytime it's asked. I thought it would be rude to ask you a question that you don't want to answer, so I just couldn't find the courage to ask. So that's why your gaze felt so very intense. I see. Forgive me. So very intense. Never mind that. As for the reason I quit my job as a gym leader, I simply wanted to focus more on my job as a teacher. It's not that I disliked being a gym leader or anything of that sort. Quite the contrary. Talking about the gym fills me with feelings of nostalgia and sadness. That's why I always avoid answering the question when students ask. Oh, I see. You have any plans of becoming a gym leader again? No, I'm afraid I don't plan to do so. My sister is doing a splendid job as gym leader in my stead. I personally find being a teacher most enjoyable these days. But since I am in fact your teacher, I would appreciate it if you would call me Miss Time. As students do, and not just Time. Okay, I'm sad to hear that, but I understand. Thank you so much, Miss Time. Well, I suppose that solves that mystery. That made me so nervous. I said so many things. I said so many things to try to sound cool. BS Miss Time. It's because your husband used to run the building, but he died, so you retired with him. What the fuck did you just say? I was certainly a little scared when I felt that girl's intense gaze on me. But having you here with me allowed me to do what needed to be done to face what turned out to be one of my biggest fans. I must thank you for always showing up at just the right time, Fluxy. Allow me to show you my appreciation a little. I hope these help you on your adventure. My fan fiction. Oh, if it isn't Fluxy, I'm glad that you seem to be doing well. Okay.
Ah, get out of here.
Didn't work. Just in case. Nope. Alright, we can continue with classes. I didn't realize that we'd be doing all that.
ADHD is so fun, ain't it? You get so sidetracked and nothing happens.
I'm probably not gonna make it through everything, considering how late it is already. We're gonna have to do an entire other dang stream. At least get through history. To be fair, we did start like almost an hour late. So we'll finish history and then we'll try to find her and finish up her story as well, if there is any story to finish. And then next week we can pray that it works properly. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now a part of history. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. I trust that you all remember our lesson before the midterm exam concerning the great crater of Paldea and its interior, Area Zero. Almost time to go. Unfortunately so. I always try to end it at 5. And if I'm being quite honest, talking non-stop for 2 hours has kind of been hurting my throat a bit. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean Emperor, rather. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached its depths. Oh boy. The name of the team that achieved this great feat was the Area Zero Expedition. Bad finger placement. Here's a question. An interesting one. What type of typer are you? Are you an asdifgical person, where you have your fingers on the designated spots on the keyboard for typing? Or are you a pushing the fingers with your pointer finger type of person? Did I say pushing the fingers with your pointer finger? Pushing the keys with your pointer finger kind of person. Because like everyone I know is like a fucking pointer finger person, except for like one. I'm personally like asdifgical person. What's left of the game is a bit dialogue heavy. Then it sounds like there might be 2 streams left of this game. The team is said to have been made up of Paldea's best and brightest. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds. Among the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant natural historian. Heath. After returning from the expedition to Area Zero, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. You! Let's see if you were paying attention. What was the name of the team that first made it to the deepest reaches of Great Crater? The Area Zero Expedition. Correct. To pick up on and remember a term, I simply slipped into the flow of the lecture. You really are quite the clever one. I'm writing notes. Correct name for this team was the Area Zero Expedition. The record of their activities, written by the expedition member Heath, can be found in bookstores and the like even today. I use my index and middle finger to type mostly. Sometimes I use the other ones to reach caps lock, numbers, shift, etc. This record is known as the Violet Book. Ain't that funny? At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The Violet Book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought of as real. The masses began to call Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. The Violet Book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. Oh, is that time already? I must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Tell me more. Like dang old throat, dude. Holy shit, our hearing comprehension is so different just by how often you're taking notes. Our hearing comprehension? Greetings, my little student. Whatever you did yesterday, it is now part of history. Today is our last class, so I would like to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us one last time. I may very well have a very bad learning disability. I never had it checked because my parents didn't believe in that kind of stuff. Yes, didn't believe in that kind of stuff. In our last class, I taught you about the Area Zero expedition of 200 years ago, correct? The last 200 years is not that long ago. Not that long ago at all. How unfortunate that our history lessons must march so inexorably towards the future. Would it not be more of an adventure to march towards the past instead? To start from our present and study history in reverse? That might be hard to follow. Indeed, it may be difficult to understand the flow of events. How one thing leads to another? If we were to trace history in reverse. I suppose I have no choice but to let the flow of time carry us towards the future. In this last class of ours, I shall fill your minds with the history of the terrestrial phenomenon. The technology behind Terra Orbs has its origins in Area Zero. Let's go. Area Zero. Arrow? Yep. Terra Orbs. Even though the Area Zero expedition supposedly reached the crater's deepest depths, others continued to explore that area, and around 140 years ago, Pokemon cloaked in a mysterious light were discovered there. 140 years ago. Listening comprehension? Is that not a term? It might be. I just ironically might not be comprehending how you're meeting, because like I don't know. Let's do research right now. Listening comprehension. What is listening comprehension? That is a whole ass thing. Defining listening comprehension. When teachers and administrators discuss developing students' listening comprehension, they tend to lump all listening skills together. However, Dr. Sophie Horotunian Gordon at Northwestern University School of Education and Social Policy explains that there are 4 elements to which listening comprehension can be attributed. The goal of the listener in that specific situation, the situation in which the listening is happening, the role the listener takes, and the relationship between the speaker and the listener. Do you just mean comprehension? I don't know. Pokemon cloaked in light. As you may have already guessed, these were, in fact, terrestrialized Pokemon. Oh boy, Flux. I'm stupid sometimes. However, when those who discovered these Pokemon brought them out of Area Zero, the light faded and the terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. However, 10 years ago, that might as well be present day, a certain someone you have definitely heard of unraveled this mystery. Aha! What is the name of the famous professor who unraveled the terrestrial phenomenon mystery? Was it Turo or Clavel? Was it Clavel? Incorrect. Or no, perhaps you are correct in a roundabout sort of way. Approximately 10 years ago, a professor named Turo unraveled the mysteries of the terrestrial phenomenon. Turo equals terrestrial unraveled. He discovered that shining crystal down in Area Zero, or rather the energy they emit, is what causes Pokemon to terrestrialize. This led the professor to invent Terra Orb technology and to develop a practical use for it. This technology was then shared with both the Pokemon League and our Academy. Rumor has it that Director Clavel was one of the researchers on the Professor's team. Alas, the story is much less exciting now that someone we all know appears in it. Modern history truly is dull, isn't it? No. Thus ends my history lesson. Our next session will be our final exam. Bring the wonders of history to the forefront of your mind in preparation. Nostalgia blinders are strong on this lady. Dude, I'm surprised those glasses actually aren't rose tinted. That would have been a really funny joke. Alright, motherfucker. I have a whole page of notes. Greetings, my little students. It is time for our final exam. Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your mind and answer the questions. What is the area within the Great Crater of Paldea called? Area Zero. How many years ago was this academy founded? 805. Which of these did not appear in the Paldean fairy tale about the 4 Treshels? A folding fan. Which Area Zero expedition member wrote the record of the team's activities? Heath. How many years ago did Professor Turo invent Terra Orbs? You know what's really fucking funny? Is I didn't write that down, but I actually remember it was 10 years ago. Your time is up. Put your writing utensils down. You must excuse that last question. It is too shallow and ridiculous to be on a history test. But alas, the director forced me to include it. So ends our final examination. You may ask for your scores at the school's front desk. Okay, let's see. Hooray. I'm writing that last note down because I'm gonna fucking save this and I'm gonna send it to somebody. Just show my fucking notes for this stupid Pokemon class. Miss Ryfor asked us to give you a reward. Here you go. There has to be another thing, right? She's here. Not here specifically. I am Meta Knight. Hey. Upstairs we go. I'm making a note here. Huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Punches bird. It almost looked like she was about to. Jesus. Well, game's chugging. Where is she? Where is she? It says she's here. Oh my god, dog. Scared the hell out of me. Okay, I'm gonna go to the cafeteria and then I'm gonna go back. Just in case that helps spawn her in. Yep. It was just a glitch. Fluxy, the time has come. The cursed treasures, the 4 Pokemon of Ruin. They exist. And I stumbled upon the truth in the newspaper of all places. In an interview piece with a carpenter, no less. Pokemon wielders apparently used sacred stakes to seal these treasures of ruin in shrines. There's a separate shrine for each one of the 4 Pokemon, and 8 stakes driven into the ground. In the areas surrounding each shrine keep the power of ruin at bay. Yeah. In other words, if all the stakes are given for a given shrine were to be removed, it would release the Pokemon held inside. Don't you think it would be nice to free those Pokemon from the confines of their tiny little shrines, Fluxy? Yeah. A kind soul, I see. You are proving truly useful. According to the descendant of the Pokemon wielders in the story, you must have a bond with Pokemon in order to remove the stakes. I'm sure someone as Pokemon savvy as yourself would have no trouble at all with that. You can choose for yourself whether to believe me or not, but I will mark the locations of these shrines on your map. I'd rather go myself, of course, but skipping out on my classes to go adventuring seems to have made the director a little suspicious of me. You can think of it as part of your treasure hunt. Treasures of ruin are still treasures after all. I hope you will investigate these shrines if you are at all inclined to do so. Lord. I do hope you will take on the hunt for the treasures of ruin if you are so inclined. I'm not trying to... Crap! She actually marked my map with these. She did. Dyslexia is fun. I just read that one as Ireland Shrine. And like, the Ireland Shrine, really? It's just that simple? The thing is, I found one in this cave. Did I not? So, it's not too close to the things. They're still all over the place. Is there another bit? There is, meaning let's do this. By the way, this only increases significantly in the DLC, but this main character is literally godly when it comes to being the most social and generally liked by the character's protagonist. But this lady, I do hope you will take on the hunt for the treasures of ruin if you are so inclined. Oh. On the off chance. Though I feel like it is not going to update. The one you're using, Flux? Okay, your sentence is still slightly off then, because you're saying that this main character is literally godly when it comes to being the most socially and generally liked by the character's protagonist. So they're liked by themselves. I don't know. That's why I'm saying, is she the one that likes me? Or am I the one that likes her? Otherwise, it kind of sounds like you're saying, I like myself. I do hope you will take on the hunt for the treasures of ruin if you are so inclined. Okay, her thing is not updated. It's just going to sit there until I potentially do all the freaking, all the dang Pokemon. What sure as hell ain't happening now. We are 3 minutes away from 5 o'clock, so I'm just going to have to end it. Let's save. She extended the dang series by potentially an entire other episode. So that's fun. The question also becomes, do I do these, because these are probably legendary Pokemon, do I do the legendary Pokemon before or after the final scenario? I'm voting for after. Anyway. I didn't mean to put protagonist at the end, lol. It just stayed there when I restructured the sentence, lol. Def after. Okay, yeah. I just saved, but I'm saving again. Thank you for stopping by. I know this stream specifically was incredibly scuffed compared to usual, with the 45-minute late start because of technical difficulty after technical difficulty. But I still appreciate you sticking around, Milk. You're a real champ. Thanks, Sora, for stopping by the attempt at the beginning of the stream, even though you were only going to stick around for like 5 minutes. Still appreciate it. I hope anyone else who watches this and the people who did watch this have great days, afternoons, or nights, whatever it is for all of you. I love you all. I'll see you next time where we will continue to just talk for 3 hours straight. Bye bye. See you tomorrow on stream, right? I'm not sure. I do have a lot of things to do tomorrow, but I can always attempt. Like if you're saying you're going to stream, I can attempt. At the very least, there's a chance I'll be able to like put an earphone in and have the phone running while listening. But I'm not much on. Wouldn't be much on participating. I'll see what I can do though. Bye bye.